Alright guys, we're going to be doing something a little bit different today. For a while now I've been looking for an Apple CarPlay option for our vehicles, and just so happens we recently were contacted by a company called Binize, and they asked us if we'd be interested in trialing or reviewing one of their head units. And that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to unbox and look it over and then get it installed in one of our vehicles. This is a Binize 10.1 inch head unit. It's a double din. It uses the Android operating system. So let's get into it. Okay, so here's our box. We'll go ahead and get it opened up. See what we have. So we got the warranty card. Also have QR codes for the YouTube channel and their Facebook account. Looks like they got some warning tips just to make sure your wiring is correct, because you can cause damage if it's not, and to contact them if you have any concerns or you're not sure on the wiring. Looks like we have a panel operation, connectors and wiring, and install advice little pamphlet. So it should give us our wiring diagrams that we need, components that should have came with it. There's some two universal mounting brackets with 4 screws. Looks like we got 2 more packages. This first one, let's see what it's got in it. Looks like the rear view camera stuff. Yep, so this is kind of a spec sheet and wiring diagram for our backup camera. So this does come with a backup camera. I like how they protected the camera by itself. Kind of a universal mount style backup camera. And then looks like the rest of the wiring for the backup camera. Some double-sided tape, some mounting screws. Here's your cable. Don't know what the length is, but I will measure it once we go to install it and let you guys know. So that's everything in that first package. Second package. Looks like your wiring harnesses. We got 2 pigtails here. The black is going to be your main wiring harness. It's well labeled. So that's good. Here's your secondary pigtail. This is going to have like your microphone input, your subwoofers, video cameras. So you have 2 video ins. You have a video out, amplifier, signal, and auxiliaries. So that's that one. We've got 2 more packages inside. So here's your mic. This does have hands-free. So you've got your external microphone. And then it also has GPS navigation. So in this baggie, you can see we have our GPS antenna. Right here. And then along with that, we also have two USB connections. So this connects to the back of the head unit, and this is where you could plug in a phone or audio device, USB thumb drive. And that's all the packaging. Now we'll go ahead and remove the radio. So again, it's packaged well. Very happy to see that. Not concerned about damage with the way they packaged it. It's got some weight to it. It is quite a large unit. Okay. It's a nice heavy piece of glass on the front. It's not plastic. It does have a protective film on it. I won't remove that until we get it installed. You have your basic buttons on the left. They're all smooth touch, and this also has a touch screen on the back. Looks like this is where the main wiring harness plugs into. It has a fuse to help protect it in case something gets shorted out or other inputs. Looks like it's got a cooling fan. Everything feels really good. We have our GPS antenna connection and our FM antenna connection. It does have a slight taper, a little bit narrower on the bottom versus the top. Let me grab a tape measure and I will give you guys some measurements. All right, so we'll grab our tape measure here along the bottom. Looks like we are at 9.5 inches. Across the top, we are at 9 3/4 of an inch. Top to bottom, right around 5 3/4 of an inch. So that's your dimensions. Just to go over one more time. Top to bottom, 5 3/4. The bottom, side to side, 9.5. Top, 9 3/4. So those are the measurements. I'll go over some of the specs on this unit. Again, it's a 10.1 inch screen. It's running the Android 13 operating system. It has wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, plus Bluetooth. It has GPS navigation, FM radio. Came with the backup camera, but also has the additional connection for a secondary camera, like a front view. It's running the quad-core Cortex A7 with 2 gigabytes of RAM, 32 gigabytes of flash memory. And that's the main specs for it. So I did order a wiring harness to connect up to the wiring on the Ford. We're going to put this in our 2003 Ford F350. We'll get this connected up and do some further reviews on it. Okay, as you guys can see, we have the unit installed. I don't show any of the installation in this video. This is mainly just a use and review video. I'll do a separate installation video in the future. But as you can see, this is our head unit. It does block some of the view of our heater controls, but I can still use it just fine. There's no issues with that. I didn't want to modify my dash without verifying that this unit is going to do what we need to do. And I'm happy to say that I'm pleasantly surprised that this thing does everything we need it to do and more. We had 3 specific things we were looking for: backup camera, navigation, and engine monitoring. And I'm able to do all those 3 things with this device, plus much more. So we'll kind of go over some of the features of it. I do have this. This was not included. This was purchased separately and installed. This allows me to connect a thumb drive to upload music, video, or some of the emblems, logos that you see in the back. We're still playing around with that. But you can see you can make whatever logo, emblem, badging that you want. But overall, it's a good quality unit. You have buttons here, plus other touchscreen soft buttons that you can use. I do have it connected to my lights, so if I turn it on, my headlights on, these buttons will be illuminated and the screen dims a little bit. So this is what we have right now. Our home screen is set up like this. We can select an icon. This is your mapping software. Straightforward. It works really well. There's 2 ways to go back to your home button screen. You can either hit the home button here or the circle up here. Takes you to the same place. Video. This is if you have video stored or you want to watch it. You can see it on here. The sound is good. The video quality is really good. So the next thing we have is the apps button. So this lets you go straight to your apps and you can get to it this way. Or you could just swipe left and get to your apps. So 2 different options for that. Next one's the radio. So this only has an FM radio, but it's pretty straightforward. It's user-friendly. If you hit this little search icon, it'll scan the area and save any channels or frequencies that it picks up. You have an equalizer, so you can, if you want or inclined, you can play with this. You could do different preset settings for it. Your balance. So if you want to check different speakers, you want to know if your left rear speaker is working, you can just take it right to there. So pretty cool, nice, easy to use. Hit full vehicle mode, it'll take it right to the center. You don't have to worry about trying to mess around with it. Hit the arrow back, takes us back to our previous screen. So this will just take you back to what you had before. You have your Google Chrome, so if you want to search the internet, you'll be able to search the internet. Your radio, so take you to the radio just like before. If you had music saved, I don't have any. This was pre-saved on it, not by selection. So we'll hit the back arrow. Video, you either have, this was stored on there as a demonstration. Bluetooth, so this is your Bluetooth devices that are currently connected. So the VPeak, this is one that, this is a third-party device. It's a Bluetooth dongle that plugs into my OBD port, and it allows me to watch my engine parameters, and I'll show you that screen after this, but that's third party. So we'll go home. Bluetooth music, if you had Bluetooth music that you were listening to, you could use it there. Settings, so this one's pretty interesting. This is where you're gonna go through and do your network, internet, if you want to connect to Wi-Fi, your apps, permissions, storage, location, accountability. You have your systems and car settings. So you can either access your car settings here, or if you have the icon, you can go straight to it. And this is what's going to allow you to customize your screen. So you have some, I had to go in here and pick what radio region I'm in. The backup camera, I had to select, it was reversed and flipped. So I just selected this last one and it corrected it. So when I turn the wheel to the right, it shows me turning to the right. So that worked really well. A lot of different things. If you had steering wheel controls, this vehicle doesn't. Our Excursion does. But you can sit there and program your steering wheel controls. So any kind of features you want. And then you have your display settings. You can hit set wallpaper, screensaver, timing, sound, different sound levels, navigation, Bluetooth. If you want even more customization, you go into factory and you're able to do a lot more. So there's quite a bit in there, you can see. So we'll go back, make sure we covered everything on there. File manager. So this is where if you wanted to upload your device, you could stick your memory stick in there. So now this is the internal storage of the unit, and this is from our thumb drive. So you could easily go in there and you press and hold it, you can copy it, you go back to your home, go in and you can save it to somewhere that you want to save it to. Fairly easy to use, play around with it, and it's very user friendly, easy to figure out. So that's what that is. File manager. The Play Store, so if you want to download an app, that's where you would go. We have our Google Maps, which we also have a shortcut on our homepage. Then we have car settings. We already went in there. If you need to go to YouTube and want to do some YouTube University because you need to figure a problem out, you can go there. Image scan. So this is a lot of times where you can set your wallpaper and screensavers. You got screen paper or home screen. I'm not going to do either one. Audio video in. Equalizer, just another shortcut. It does have some instructions. So if you want to, the user manual is on here. Nice and clear, easy to read. Theme. So the theme is basically your icons. So there's quite a few in here you can customize to whatever your preference is. If you like, depending on what you want to look at, something simple, something busy. Uh, my son was playing with this, and this is he set it up for me. I like being able to see my icons really clear, especially in low light at night. So this one works best for us, but we're going to keep using it. Maybe we'll change it up a little bit. GPS test just shows you how well your GPS receiver is working. I do have a sunshade that's blocking it, but it is still picking it up. So you can see the signal levels. Okay, then we got fan. This one's kind of interesting that they give you that option. But basically, the unit has an internal fan on there. I have it set to kick on anytime that's CPU is 70 degrees or higher. Right now we're at 57, not 60. You can have it to turn on all the time, or you could have it on off all the time. I don't recommend that, but at least that'll keep it from getting too hot. I've just set it to 70 because I think that's fairly reasonable. And the last, we have our car scanner or Z-Link. So your Z-Link is going to be your Apple CarPlay, or if you did Android Auto. I have an Apple iPhone, so where you would use the Apple CarPlay. Here's an image of the Apple CarPlay, what you're going to see. Uh, Unfortunately, I lose sound when I do this, so I had to do this remotely. But if you want to go back from your Apple CarPlay, you hit the car icon, and it takes you back to the Android operating system of the head unit. But this is where you'd go. It tells you what to do. Please connect your device, either be a Bluetooth, which we used at Bluetooth, or you could hardwire it in to one of the USB ports. We tested this out, made hands-free calling, voice activation, voice response on text messages. It works really well, and it's clear. So very impressed with that. This is our car scanner. So this is a third-party app. It's not included in the radio. You'll have to figure out which one you want to use. This is how I monitor my engines. I do have the backup camera set up. It's triggered to turn on once I put it in reverse. You can see the image is really good, both near and far. This will definitely make it a lot easier for when I'm hitching up a trailer. Okay, so something I really do like is I can split the screen. So you could have two options. You could easily do just have your map screen, the whole screen, or what I like is you can sit there and drag and have it split. So I can do all my engine monitoring on this screen, and then I can change this one. So if I want to say, okay, I'm done, I don't need to look at my map, so I hit the little square up above, and I want to listen to music. I can switch to the radio. I have a lot of tabs open because I've been playing with it and learning it, but so then I could go back and forth. So listen to the music. Oop, I need to look at my map to see where I'm at. You can easily go back and hit your map, and it pops right back up. So I like that. It's very useful for me. This is probably 90% of the time. This is what I'll be watching, especially when I'm towing a trailer. I want to be able to check. And this is a third-party app, so I'm not going to go into that. I'll do that on a different video and let you know how it works. So that is the brief overview. Very impressed with it. Very happy with it. I highly recommend it if you're looking for something like this. I've had experience in the past with cheaper units with soft screens, and this thing's really responsive. I haven't had it freeze up on me. I haven't had it lock up on me. Works really well. The screen, the graphics are clear. The sound is clear. So very happy with that. Overall, impressed with the unit. I highly recommend it. But that's going to be it for this one. Appreciate you guys watching. We'll see you on the next one.